sorry if I sound super nasally. My allergies are crazy right now. Hey aunties, so today I wanted to share with you my top 5 favorite tarot decks of all time. Like, these are the decks that I would bring with me on an island, or, you know, if I'm like in a dungeon or something, I don't know. Anyways, these are them. So let's just get into it. What year is it? It's 2018, so I've been reading for 10-ish years, 10 and a half years, maybe 11, the whole time frame from when I started as a little in my brain. But I started with this really like beginner's deck. It's called the Golden Tarot, and it's not a deck that I really vibed with. It is a pip deck, and I don't really like pip decks because I like to have the artwork on all of them. So it really, well, I guess the next year or the year after, I got my second deck, and I used that for years. So I didn't really try other decks till a good 3 or 4 years down the line of me actually doing tarot. But now I have a bunch of them, so it's fine. My all-time #1 favorite tarot deck is the Deviant Moon Tarot. It's dark and artistic and whimsical, and the artist, writer, person, Patrick Valenza, really, you know, he really nailed this one. I used this deck for years. Like when I was in high school, it was the main deck that I actually did use. I still use it majority of the time with clients. It's the only deck that I actually do reversals with, just because I feel like this deck has a really good handle on both the upright and reversal of the, you know, the major and the minor arcana. Its voice, its personality, everything about it is so good. It really resonates with me. Plus, like, the back, hello, moons, me. I do want the borderless edition, but I already connected with this one for so long, I don't know if I'd feel like I'd be cheating on it. I might just end up trimming these ones, but I wouldn't mind the borderless edition. Anyways, like, look at the art. Look at this Ace of Wands. Can you see it? Yeah. The light is a little bright, but it's fine. You get the gist. It's dark, and it really invokes something from you. All of these cards are just so stunning and amazing. My #2 all-time favorite deck is Popgoth Tarot. I made it, obviously. Hello, look at this box alone. This is very me. So if you don't follow me on any other social network, you would know that I did spend a good portion of last year actually creating a tarot deck and running a Kickstarter for it 3 times. And each time it got really close, but it failed. So I'm the only person with this deck, and I don't know when it's going to be at a point where I can actually, you know, mass print it, but I mean, it's still always a possibility. And if you see it and you want one, you have to message me and we have to work something out, because the price I have to charge to get it printed for like one person, get it mailed to my house, mail it to them, is like ridiculous right now. I mean, obviously I made this deck, so obviously it's going to be one of my favorites, but when I went into making it, I just really wanted a deck that was full of colors and that was really modern, and that I could use in spell work and meditation and for more things than just the tarot. I wanted to utilize the fact that the tarot is a magical tool. Each card is coded with specific elements for that specific card and that specific energy in the card, so that you can tap into it and use it for spells and deeper meanings. And I feel like the way that I did it and the way that I access the color really helps to have you have easier access to certain parts of your intuition that aren't always easily accessible with some decks. Like, I hate the Rider-Waite Tarot. I have never personally owned it. The way I don't work with it, which is so funny because everything is like, you know, well, not every tarot deck, but most tarot decks now are based off the Rider-Waite Tarot, but I cannot stand the way that deck looks. I can't connect with it. But I love this deck. I use a lot of people in pop culture, a lot of pop culture references, and a lot of my friends in these cards that I really felt fit the archetype of that card. And this is one of my all-time favorite cards that I've made in this deck, because it's one of my favorite pictures that I've ever made too. This is a strength card. You can see the ring light so bad. Oh, there we go. So this is a strength card, and it's just gorgeous. It's It's got sunflowers, it's got the lion, it's got the maiden, it's got all this color and power in it. You're not going to be able to see it that well because of the ring light. These are the glossy print version, but it's just, I adore that card. And let's see if I can find another one of my favorites. You would think they're all my favorite. Oh my god, this one. So this is my Six of Wands, and it's, you know, recognition, praise, success. You know, it's the, I used the girl from the cover of the whole album, Live Through This, and I used the little cleanliness is next to godliness thing from the actual video, Miss World. And I think it just really came along. All the wands are a part of her crown, and you can tell that, like, this is a card that when you see it, you're gonna know that you're gonna succeed in something, and you can really use that energy to, you know, bring success your way, to bring recognition your way. And I also just really love the color pink. I mean, who doesn't? Let's be real, it's 2018. I feel like that makes me sound really narcissistic, but I put a lot of energy into this deck, and it's something I'm really proud of. It's something that I would definitely just, like, if I had to choose one of them, it would be a hard fight between this and the Deviant Moon. Yeah, and I love the voice that it comes with, and I even made my lovers lesbians because who doesn't love a lesbian? This is one of my best friends, and I made her the Temperance card, and it just, everything about this deck is just great. Yeah, I'm not really sure if I'm gonna do a Kickstarter for it again yet or what, because it just didn't really work out for me. So my third favorite deck, I don't have the box for anymore. I accidentally ripped it, and I'm really upset with myself about it. It's the Revelations Tarot. This is the first deck I shifted to after I really needed a change from the Deviant Moon Tarot. I was gifted the Shadowscapes Tarot, but I didn't really vibe with it. I couldn't connect with it as well as I thought I might be able to because it's watercolor and my medium and art is watercolor besides digital art. I just couldn't really connect to it. But this deck, immediately from the start, I was able to really connect with, and anytime I feel like I'm having a struggle with the Deviant Moon or with my deck, or I feel like I'm having a block, or any deck really, I can really turn to this one and it gets me where I need to be. The artwork is, it reminds me of Stained Glass Windows. I think that's what he was inspired by. I haven't read the book in a while. The book is great. It's definitely one that I use with clients a lot. I feel like it has a very, very good voice for everything. Just like the Deviant Moon, just like my tarot deck, which is the big pattern that I have with my favorite decks, is that I can use them for anything. My next favorite deck of all time, I actually recently just got this deck in December as a gift. It's the Fountain Tarot. Oh, look at it, it's so holographic. Yeah, the rainbow's showing up on camera. Look at that, I love that. I saw this deck in a video, I don't know if it was, I think it was by Sacred Seed, and immediately I knew that I wanted it. And it's actually funny, my sister got me this, but she was trying to get me the Tabula Mundi deck, which I absolutely still want, and for some reason she couldn't, and she got me this one, and I just love it. I just love that, like, happy accident, that happy coincidence. It's gilded on the sides, who doesn't love a gilded edge? And the artwork is very modern, it's very contemporary, which I like. Obviously the deck that I made has a lot of modern figures in it and a lot of, you know, digital art, which is modern. This is all painted though, all portraiture, which is amazing that they had the time and resources to actually go through and paint all of these. This is expensive. Listen, bitch, paint is expensive. Canvases are expensive, but it's just, it's very minimalistic to me. It's very, well, it's contemporary, and I always associate contemporary stuff with, like, minimalism. You can't even really see it, but that's the Ace of Wands, and it's just so basic, but the energy's still there, and it's got a very calming vibe to it. Yeah. The book itself that it comes with, I don't really like. I feel like I don't like mini books because mini books don't give you as much information as big books anyways, but I hate when it's just like keywords and nothing else, and that's really what that book is, but the art makes up for everything. That brings us to our last deck, which is the Enchanted Tarot. This is the reprint edition. I would never throw away this box. If someone threw it away, they're stupid. No offense if you did, or full offense. I don't really care. Look at the artwork on it, and it's such good quality. It comes with this beautiful satin bag, which is something I don't really hold my tarot in because I feel like the box is their home. But this bag is great. It's beautiful. It's purple. Obviously, I love purple. I love violet. And these cards, oh my god, they are huge. They are literally like, okay, here's the size of a standard tarot deck. Here's the size of the Enchanted Tarot. It's like, it really takes you to another place. They really feel magical. The back is like the shimmery gold pattern. And I wanted this deck for a while. Ever since I saw that they were doing an anniversary edition reprint. And it was just really funny that the actual reprint of it, the release of it, was on my grandpa's birthday, and he died when I was 17, 18, so it's been a while. I'm almost 23. It's been a good 5 years, right? So when I saw it, I immediately knew it was the one. Then when I saw that, I was like, this is too weird. I have to get it now. It's all cloth work. Like, I don't actually know the right name for the medium, but it's like quilting, and the artwork is just so interesting, and it's just something that it's really something special. I would rather have the original print of the book because the version that is in the reprint is really condensed, and it's not the same, but finding the original print of this deck is hard enough as it is, and finding the original print of that book is like, there's one on Amazon, but I'm not gonna pay like $20 for a book that, you know, comes with this deck. Certain things I can justify, but I already have it, so it's whatever. So I do have 2 honorable mentions. My first one was a Witchmas gift from my friend Chandrell, who is the Temperance card in the Popgoth Tarot, and that one is the Vertigo Tarot. I wanted this deck since I was 16. And I just couldn't find it online. And when I did find it recently, it was like $110. I don't know where she found it, but this deck, look at the back. It's based off of Vertigo characters, and it was written and created by Neil Gaiman and a couple other people. I'm a big fan of Neil Gaiman, so that's the one I remember. It's a collage art style, very much like the Popgoth Tarot, but whereas the Popgoth Tarot is bright, vivid colors, full of energy, this one's very dark, and it accesses another part of your intuition. It's really good for shadow work, and I mean, people use it for pretty much everything. I haven't had a lot of time to work with it yet, which is why it's just an honorable mention. But like, look at this 2 of Cups card. You can really access some hidden parts of your brain with it, and it's just incredible. Look at that. I love it. My last honorable mention is a deck that actually just came in the mail today, and that is the Modern Spellcasters Tarot. This deck and my deck have so much in common in terms of they're both coded for spell work and to be used for more than just, you know, readings, and it's just so funny to me that I didn't know about this deck until recently. The book is really interesting too. There's a lot of similarities I'm seeing with the book that she wrote and the book that I'm writing. They're not like written the same, but there's a lot of like ideas that we share in common, and I really wish I knew about this beforehand. It's really nice to know that I'm not the only person that is actively trying to make this kind of next step happen for tarot, and it's just amazing. I love the fact that she changed the elemental suits from the wands being fire to air and the swords from air to fire. I thought that was a really interesting take, and I love it. Like, this High Priestess card is gorgeous, and I love this sort of like, I associate this type of artwork with like what you would see on like a teen fiction book from like the 80s, and that is one of my favorite art styles of all time. And like, she really was very inclusive, and in terms of like adding people of color and queer people. The way this deck is done is just very smart, and I really do enjoy it. I've only done a few readings with it so far because I've only had it for a day, but it's very, very high up there on my tarot list. So anyways, that is all I have for you in this video. What are some of your favorite tarot decks? What tarot decks are you looking forward to getting? What do you have on your wish list? Yeah, leave it in the comments below. I am gonna go take a Claritin. So in the meantime, if you like this video and you want to support me, make sure to leave a thumbs up and subscribe and hit the notification bell because the whole YouTube algorithm is ridiculous. You can find me on most things and on most places at Popgoth with an underscore and Holographic Goth on Tumblr. And yeah, that is it for this video, Haunties. I'll see you later when I'm not feeling dysphoric. Bye!